Let's.
Welcome back to Launch Your Light. It is the beginning of a month. That means we are here with our favorite astrologer for our Astro Oracle Energy Report. I don't even know what we're calling these days. We say something new every month, but here we are. We're going to talk energy, we're going to talk astrology, and we have been recording this for a year. We hit our 12th session, and now we are already back to 13th. So we've done this for a whole year. So go us.
I know, that's so amazing. And how I've been having so much fun. It's been great. I want to continue. And we have new things coming for you as well. They are they are in the making. So yeah, I'm excited. Hello. Nice to be back.
So it's June.
It's gonna be June in a couple of days. Yeah.
June. I can't handle that information sometimes.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like the time and the years and everything, I don't know. No comment.
In all transparency, Inez and I are feeling that. I don't even know. What were you calling it? You explained it pretty well. It's like a haze,
Yeah.
like we're tired. It's we're recalibrating. So this is for all of our star seeds on this call who are listening right now. We are right there with you. If you are feeling exhausted, or do you want to explain some of the things that people might be feeling
hmm
right now?
Yeah. Um, because it's been a lot. It's been raw and rough. It's been that feeling like I can't take this anymore. Like how longer that's been. We are a lot of our systems are at capacity for a lot of light workers. There's meaning we're at capacity with processing, recalibrating, purging, dealing with it mentally. We're just hot, like, and usually what that means is there's another, we are expanding into next level. But before that, there's usually a really huge, we experienced as a planet and human collective a huge spiritual kind of wave of awakening. And with that comes a lot of all the triggers, all the old stuff's coming up, but these waves are becoming more intense and more because we can handle it, but also the exhaustion. So if you are exhausted, irritated, you don't want to talk to anyone, old stuff, old patterns, old friendships falling away, all of that is kind of okay, you're right on track. If you're also a little confused, lost, you don't, there's also identity confusion a little bit when we are expanding a lot. It's a good thing, but sometimes when we try to grab onto an old identity which is falling apart, which feels like loss and grief, there's usually that void and a feeling a bit confused and lost and like not even being able to process what's going on or where you're at. I would say just let it be. Let it be difficult. Let it be tears. Let it be breakdowns. And let that, like that leaning in and surrendering in that, it's gonna carry you through. Like that's what I've been feeling. It hasn't been easy. I was out, I was telling you, for 4 days.
Mhm.
Missed the whole new moon. Came back to reality. But we are still here. So I haven't had this for a really long time, but I needed to just like switch off from the world, phone, no, so nothing, nothing. I just wanted to be just shutters down, like in the darkness, and just really either silence was like pure, like just that's what I wanted, or just really soft. I like Lemurian, all the energy I'm connecting. And that's also, by the way, we're going to talk about Jupiter in Cancer, a lot of Cancer energy. Cancer season is coming later in June. So that's very connected to soul memories, Lemuria. So for me personally, it's been coming in a lot for the last few months, really healing, beautiful.
Like what?
So that's what I did. So
Like what?
yeah, sorry.
Like what with the Lemuria stuff? What have you been experiencing there?
So just listening to, there's this woman that I found, and I listened to meditations, and she channels, there's transmissions, and the frequency you tap into, it feels like home to me. It's very healing. So it heals my body. There's a remembrance. A lot of us are going through this healing slash remembrance who we are, but on a really deep soul memory. We are like soul memories are resurfacing. We're like in this really soft, beautiful way. But once we allow it to be, once we don't struggle with like when we let the old identities fall apart, like the old friends or family, there's a lot of family friendships, like old identities falling apart, being and a lot of truths coming up for the whole planet. So yeah.
Woof.
A lot. You're going through a lot. We are going through a lot, but there's also an underlying. So what I sense, and tell me if you feel that too. So there's like at capacity, a little bit confused, but there's also like I have an underlying sense of things are okay. Like
Things like,
there's like yeah, things are okay. Even in the like if I'm going through something really, really hard, there's that which I don't have, which hasn't really been present for me previously in my life. Well, it has been for the last 2 years about like a steady. I'm okay. I'm gonna be okay.
yeah. I agree with that. Remember, I was just saying to you, I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired this week. Is something wrong with me? And then I was like, no. Like I know at the heart of this, I just need to surrender to this energy when it hits me. And for example, I'm so glad this was a break week. Like I do the 3 weeks,
Yeah,
1 week off. And as a overachiever Capricorn, I've really over the years learned to like lean into my rest times,
yeah.
really leaning into my rest times. Like this week, I went to
I
bed 9 o'clock with the kids and woke up at 8:30. Like slept for 12 hours. It was one of those, I was like, whoa, what just happened? Normally, I would put them to bed and then get up and go read for like
yeah.
an hour, 90 minutes, 2 hours if I can, and then stay up too late reading. And but I was like, no, this whole week I just hopped into bed at like 9 or 10 with them.
Hmm.
And then I was watching TV this week, like curled up in bed or curled up on the couch watching TV. This is not really my behavior usually. But I got like a good spy show that I was watching and was just like hooked on it all week. I'm just doing that, like splurging, no working out, only walking, and just like leaning into this energy because I know when I'm on, I'm gonna be on and I'm gonna need all the energy I have and all the juice and battery I have to be able to complete the task in front of me.
Exactly, because if you force, then you're borrowing that energy from the future self anyway. So once we understand that when the body needs the rest, the body needs the rest. And Venus is talking about, so Venus enters in Taurus, which is this beautiful energy, which is resting, which is listening to the body, which is indulging a little bit and all of that, because we are in Gemini season. So there is a bit of the restlessness sometimes where like, oh, I have to do this. Like, but no, because sometimes I was thinking sometimes how, let's say in astrology and energy, sometimes when there's a like how they I don't know, even though it's Gemini season, we are feeling all of what we're feeling. So it's like
Yeah.
over, is it? Like
Mhm.
sometimes it can be that, and that's fine. So Venus is entering in Taurus from Gemini. So that's going to also help us be more in the body, being present, enjoying life, like little things, food, watching a film,
Mhm.
having sex,
Mhm.
like all of those things. And also, um, yeah, listening to our bodies, what feels true and alive. The return of the sacred body, the remembering that worth isn't earned, talking about like pushing and working, worth isn't earned, it's embodied. I think there's a lot of this theme also energetically returning to softness and receiving instead of toxic productivity. That's like that toxic productivity. I think it's a huge thing that we are healing as humanity, and we will keep healing, like I think, for a while because it's been so embedded like in us.
Oh my God, yeah. Oof. I also feel like that's gonna take a while too.
Yeah,
I
long.
think it's happening in waves.
We could add that to our list as well. In like toxic productivity versus soft. What's the other, what could be like toxic productivity, and then we heal that, and then we move towards like embodied receiving or
Mhm.
embodied abundance or like something embodied.
Mhm.
Because I think when we are, yeah. Anyways, okay. So the biggest transit of the month is Jupiter is changing signs. So Jupiter changes signs every year. So it's been in Gemini for a year. So
Wow.
Gemini is information, learning, communication, And we're moving into Cancer for 1 year on June 9th. So I want to go into this. Let's go
Sure.
deeper into this because it's going to be there's Mercury going into Cancer, Sun. There's going to be a new moon or full moon in Cancer. So there's a lot of Cancer energy.
Wow.
So, and I think we are shifting even with this kind of what we are experiencing now. I think there's connection to that Jupiter shift a little bit as well. So on June 9, Jupiter is the planet that expands everything. It's a band of abundance and wisdom and faith. And Cancer is a sign of emotional nourishment, ancestral roots, emotional healing as well, mother, home, and soul memory.
Mm.
And so a lot of these kind of very feminine, Cancer is cardinal water. So it's water and Gemini is mutable air. So Jupiter has been expanding our way of, for the last year, our way of receiving information, communication, all of this kind of technology, doing things, socializing, like being scattered. And with Cancer, it's going to be coming back into the emotional intelligence. I think there's going to be the main theme, one of the main themes. So let's go through the themes. I
Yeah.
actually have them written down. So one thing is redefining home, because Cancer is home, so it can be redefining home as a feeling, not as a postcode, not as an address, but as a feeling, as a sense of there's, I think, belonging also involved, the frequency of safety, belonging, and resonance. So there's going to be a lot of that. People may be changing homes. Maybe there's a lot of where we feel maybe misplaced or not in the right place. I'm starting to feel that I will move this year. I think
Oh,
by the
wow.
end of the year.
Mm.
Yeah, I really appreciate where I am. I've been learning all the lessons. I'm so grateful for this place, but I think I'm ready to move. Um, so this is because Jupiter expands, so longing to come home to ourselves, like so emotional, also emotional safety, like feeling safe within ourselves, in our bodies, but also so it's externally and internally. So both. So if we are misaligned somewhere, that healing and kind of initiation of that belonging and emotional safety, it's going to come up.
Mm.
So this can awaken to move home, maybe for some return to ancestral lands, also in general returning to land, like
Mm.
returning to somewhere, because we are seeing this happen. People are like kind of migrating across the planet a little bit more, finding like roots, finding home, finding connection to land as well. I think this is like, so we are basically searching for roots, so
Mm.
authentic roots, because there's a lot of disconnect with these like cement, like where we live cities. So
Yeah,
we people as human beings we want to connect to earth, like Gaia energy. That's what I'm feeling also.
I love that.
That beautiful ancestral healing, I think, can also be a big theme.
Mm.
um, Restructuring family dynamics for greater honesty and care. I'm already fully in there. I was talking and sharing with Jayme, but it's been scary, and it's taken a lot of courage. But I think it's for the best because yeah, I believe there has to be honesty, and because I think honesty is a form of love. So
Mm.
so those who are the cycle breakers, and there probably are many listening to this, then that's one of the themes as well. And also releasing attachments to any false forms of belonging. So toxic loyalty, codependency. Like, so Cancer's shadow energy can be codependency and immature attachments, like toxic attachments. All of that is going to come up for healing. So Jupiter is going to be, okay, if you want this, we have to look at all of this dishonesty within yourself or maybe in relationships. So emotional safety will become a new measure of abundance, because Jupiter is a planet of abundance. So when Jupiter is in Gemini, information, knowledge, networking is abundance, right? when we move into Cancer, safety, emotional intelligence, it's a measure of wealth and that frequency. So we will value that a lot more. And if we do, we heal also more as a humanity. So I think that's great. What do you
Oh,
think?
so that's for the whole year.
That's for a
Those
year.
themes for the year. Guys, are you listening? Oh
Are
my
you, by
God.
the way, are you listening?
Oh my God. I'm like, but at the same time, I go, this is going to be a great year for us to get that house,
Yes,
right?
this is
Jupiter
beautiful.
moving into Cancer. Yes, this
Hmm.
is when we're buying our house for sure. And I can feel that too. And as a druid guy, is like the land wants to work with you.
Yeah.
And so the land has its own energy, its own sacred contracts with us.
Yes.
And the house has its own energy,
Hmm.
own frequency.
Hmm.
Play around with that, you know? Like I already have been doing and letting the land know we'll be leaving soon. I don't know when, but I'm
Yeah.
starting to detach myself from it,
Yeah.
give absolute gratitude to the land, feel all the emotions I have. We live on the bay right here next to an estuary, which is like where river turns into ocean.
Yeah.
I've miles of walks on the water with my kids. I see bald eagles. Like I've got all the crows and I've got a nest of ravens behind me. I've got a nest of osprey and like I may sound like a crazy bird lady, but you can learn a
Beautiful.
lot from your
Yeah.
local flora and fauna. I know where things grow. I know when comes what, when something grows up out of the land. I know where the ticks come from. I know when the robins are here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've got geese that are nesting their baby. I think people just aren't walking around with their eyes open to this. You know what I mean? We're
Like that's a
so
dream. Like that's you're just describing a dream. I want to be in them like that. I really understand what you're saying. It's
and it
beautiful.
I think people like it's so beautiful to turn to the natural world
Hmm.
and to learn from it. And that's what we do as druids. So it's like very innate and also something I'm still learning. You know, I'm
Yeah.
it's a skill also that you learn. Um, but fuck, it hurts to leave. You know,
Yeah.
it's emotional to leave. Like we'll be at like 5 years soon here. That's a long time. I had
That
all
is
my babies here, right? But I can feel this other land calling to me. And
yeah.
it's bigger space so that I
Hmm.
can focus on my bigger projects. And of
Yeah.
course, what's stopping us? Just ourselves. We're the only ones standing in our way, right? With the tasks we have to do and really the healing we need to overcome to step into that version of us. And we're putting all of these other tasks in front of the things we need to do in order to go get that house, right? So for anyone hearing this, like there's a lot of healing in like I'm talking specific home ownership. You know what I mean? And like,
I think in any kind of way, even like your home ownership, I think just being somewhere and connecting with the land or the home, I think in any level, I think there is contracts in any
yeah,
level. But
totally,
deeper, yes, with ownership. Yeah.
totally with the contracts. Like, and think every guy, everywhere, everyone, everywhere you've ever lived
Yeah.
was like for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Even my friends we were talking, they're like moving back west and they were here for 2 years and had like a good time, but were really like work focused. And they're like, I'm like, so how do you feel after the 2 years? They're like, well, we had our daughter here. I'm like, oh my God, that's right. Like, what if the whole point of them coming over here to the other side of the country was some sort of energetic ignition where that
Yes.
seed of that soul dropped in and had to be in these coordinates? Not over there. Like I've known people who have just like gone and moved to Hawaii for like 6 months and they get pregnant and have a baby and come back. You
Yes.
know?
I left my country and then came when I decided to that this will be my where I'm going to stay. Like I met the father of my son in a few weeks, and we moved in a few weeks after.
Mhm.
And it was just impossible to like just nothing was normal about us meeting, and then Nicholas being born like here where I am like so far away from like my original where I was born. So
Right.
I definitely believe that how we move. I've always when people ask like, so what brought you to Portugal? Um just felt it in my soul.
Yeah.
Like that's how I would respond to you. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I felt I have to go now. So then I
Right.
pick up and go when I have to go to a new home. But when you were talking about the tasks, I think it like the decision and the new home, I think they form like they when you say even tasks or when we stop, I think there's only just maybe the things and the healing we are completing, and then like this,
Yeah.
like and when we are calling in the next. I'm just really trusting that. Yeah. Anyways, do you know what I mean? What I
Yes.
meant?
Yes. That's, I feel like I'm there. I feel like my projects will land deeper. My the things I'm working on will actually have the space and the roots to grow in
Yeah.
that next house, in that next move out.
Yeah.
Whereas like here it's like too much, too crowded, too loud, too no, even though I'm saying that about nature, we live on a main road. So I have that nature behind me and a main road in front of me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I just need like more quiet,
Money.
more
Yes.
nature, and more space, house
Yes.
wise, square footage wise, land wise, and to really do some magical stuff. I even started taking myself on we have like city parks and state parks here where they're like it's like lots of just like it's like protected land,
Yeah.
paths to walk, 3 mile walks, like stuff like that. And I'm just taking myself there and just praying, putting up light pillars along the path the whole time, and just like working with the land, like speak to me, show me, let's do this, and just
Yeah.
taking that was another thing I did this week. I feel like I'm very in like a dreamy mode this week, like ooh.
But exact same. I think we are the same. I think we are in the same mood.
I'm like, I'm just gonna walk today. I'm like, I'm not doing anything for work today. But I fucking love that. If we can't just take off,
But
what's the
that's
point?
sacred work. Sorry
Right.
to interrupt.
Right.
That's really sacred, important work. So we think work is like, oh, the computer, feel like effort. What
Yeah.
you're doing is really, really sacred and equally or maybe more important
Mhm.
than writing something down.
Right.
This is the really reframing what work is also. I think the softness, there's the energetically, we're learning softness, receiving, learning to receive and how things doesn't have to be an effort so much. That is
Yes.
huge,
I
huge lesson.
agree. Yeah.
Over the last like the 4 days when I like blacked out from humanity and just went into my like cocoon, I really felt it. I really, really felt it that how we are deeply conditioned that we need to earn everything, earn an effort, and there has to be sacrifice. Yes, there is a part of it for sure, but I would say it's more devotion and commitment. But that soft allowing and receiving, it's something that we are deeply learning. And I think the Cancer energy, Jupiter in Cancer, where we are gonna be in our feeling mode a lot. I think it connects to us learning that
Mm.
connection and healing and feeling what's right. Also, Cancer is water, so intuition, so feeling through the work, or when we work, or when we don't work, or what really work means. Like when you said doing the sacred work and prayer and calling in. Maybe sometimes sitting with the prayer and visualization will do more than you just like not you, but someone like, oh my God, how do I get the money? Like just worry, the frequency of fear and worry and doubt, and then substituting that with like just sitting and receiving and being allowing that, but not sitting there. Anyways, that's what's
So
being
good.
alive for me.
Yeah. Also, how that's showing up in my world is like really sticking to my gut instinct that my work has got to be easy. And I know that sounds funny because you might look at my work and be like, holy shit, you're always producing. But like, no. I don't want to grow this thing if it means I work endless hours. I have to hire a whole team. I've got to run a bunch of Facebook ads. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and there's nothing wrong with any of those teams. We need all of it. But I've already played that game and it didn't work well for my central nervous system. I really needed to make something that was so passive and active, meaning there was so much of it already done, this wealth of knowledge that was already done. And then me being really clear about where I am active and how that,
Yeah.
like, it's like for the school, it's like I'm on Fridays. You get access to me Fridays. Every level in the school gets access to Fridays. Come on then. We
Yeah.
strategy and support, and I teach a class after. Or we just do 2 hours of strategy and support. I fucking love that. And because
Yeah.
I've done this for so long, since 2016, I put on weekly calls, right? For my
Yeah.
clients. It's like built into my muscle memory. It feels so good.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean? And then I have the mastermind on Tuesdays, feels so fucking good. And that's it. I take private clients throughout the week, throughout the month, randomly, randomly. And they're all clients where they can, hey, Jayme, I'm not feeling it today. How about another? Abso-fucking-lutely. And I can reach out to them. I'm at 75% instead of 100. Can you wait till I'm 100? Absolutely. Like I needed it to be that.
Yes, I completely understand. And I think what you said, the key word, it didn't work for me. So finding what works, or what's aligned for internally who you are and what works for you and when you're happy, I think it's the key, because that's what and I relate deeply to the sensation of being that work being fun and happy and fulfilling. For me, those were the word, not happy. For me, the words when I was ease and fulfillment, and I have that now. Like in my sessions or whatever I do, it has, like you said, it's like second nature, and that allows me to do even more reading and research and do, but not, it's not that constricted kind of like I have to push myself. It's more of I'm expanding still through my work and healing every time I show up. That's the, I think that's real embodied kind of where I wanted to be for a long while.
Yes, I love that. And I feel like my child's screaming in the background. I don't know if anyone can hear that. Can you hear that? Okay. He's with the sitter out there, but he's having a rough right now.
See,
They're all feeling this too. All the kids are feeling all this shit too.
yes, yes. Like yesterday, I was with Nikki, and his face is like, and I'm like, I was like, okay, we are the same. We both like, I went to, and my face is like, I have nothing, but I come and I want to spend a good time with both of them. And I was like, baby, are you okay? Like, are you, he's like, I didn't sleep so well. I was like, oh, it's fine. You're fine. And then we had lunch together. We did some things, and then we were like, oh, we feel so much better because we heal together. We just like cozy up and just like kind of listen to things or chat. Or this is really like this is how healing, this is also because moon is in Cancer, or was
Yeah.
yesterday, so
Yep.
it's so incredibly healing to be with the ones you love. And
Mm.
then the other thing is, I don't know why this is coming, because he's training like in football, and he was like, Mom, can you do push-ups? And I was like, yeah, I should. I used to. And I was like, I could hardly do like anything. He's like, I think we should. And I was like, I'm going to start training. And then he was talking about like training. And I was like, oh my God, this is so inspiring. So starting today, we are both training and we're going to compare our progress. I don't know why I'm
Oh, I
sharing this,
love
but
that.
this is so, I had the best day. So I came home yesterday. I was like, after those 4 days of complete, like, who am I? I can't take this anymore. Spending a day like with my son
Mhm.
was such incredible. Anyway, so moving into Cancer energy, this is how Cancer. It's very flowing. It's very family oriented. It's soul memory, also healing, trusting, also intuition.
Mm.
All of the things that's happening today. This is Jupiter in Cancer.
I am so excited because this is the time where I am releasing the Embodied Entrepreneur starting in July.
Yes.
And it's
Tell us, because I don't know about this, right?
I think you saw the thing. I just announced, I just started trickling out announcements about it, but
Yeah.
it's my healing journey that I'm bringing entrepreneurs through. It's the sister process of the Idea Incubator. So the Idea
Okay.
Incubator uses the manifestation current and bringing things down onto the planet. This is using the liberation current to heal our energy centers, our chakras. I'm specifically going to be focusing on blocks of entrepreneurs.
I saw this and
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, how aligned as always.
Right. So I'm spending all summer on it. It'll be 12 weeks long. It's like 3 weeks on, 1 week off as usual. We'll do 3, 3, 3 until it's over. And
Yeah.
we're going right up. So that's why everyone else says we've got 3 more weeks of the Idea Incubator.
Yeah.
These will essentially, like, this year feels so fucking potent to me. And that was my year of the word, the word of the year. And when you like set yourself a word of the year and then you totally fucking forget about it. And then June rolls around, and you're like, oh my God, what did I set myself up for? But I have such potent work coming out of me right now.
You
Like,
do.
right. So I'm like, what I'm doing is making these, like, I'm finally getting these processes out behind
Yeah.
those curtains of like my private sessions and my stuff, where people can buy them one off, but you get them in the school. So now
Yeah.
once this is done, like, I want to be able to run these yearly. I'll see how I feel about that. I don't need to make any promises. But regardless, people coming into the school, it's like, you now will have 2 12-week experiences with me that you take individually, and you
Yeah.
trust your intuition and see what you need. Do you need the healer course? That'll be 12 weeks. Do you need the Idea Incubator? That'll be 12 weeks. Do you want to kick off with the Soul Biz Lab? And it's 1 month of fun and fire, 5 days, right? Do you need the distraction detox? Like, I've got
Yeah.
really fucking potent things. And
Yes.
this goes with what I'm saying, where like I can scale my business because I've set it up like this. People don't need me in delivering this in real time for them. Once it's delivered,
Yeah.
it's fucking done, baby. And I'm on to the next thing.
Yeah. But and remember when we did your solar return, like we could see in your chart, like this year, I think it's your what I think you're also have your Jupiter return. So this is setting you up for like a 12 years or for many years. There was a lot of big cycles. Um, so yeah.
Also, I want to say to that,
Yeah.
even though I can sit here so confidently and share this work, I gotta tell you, it has been damn near torturous behind the scenes to not compare myself to what's out there, to not live my life to a standard that I'm seeing out there that I know isn't for me, but
Yeah.
I'm still like jealous that I'm not that. And I say
Very
that
important.
very
Yes.
authentically with you guys here. It's like, because I know this paralyzes people and I get so emotional about it. And this is why I'm making the Embodied Entrepreneur, because this is the shit that will paralyze people.
Yeah.
We have good things, meaning like my stuff isn't perfect. It's not, guys, but it's me. And it's a reaction to the current needs of the people on the planet. There's a soul contract for the stuff to be done, and I can get it out in like a first draft kind of vibe.
Exactly.
It's
Yes. Come
taken
on,
me a
go ahead.
long time to get there. And the projectors on here, listen, you guys are perfectionists and you are here to perfect your work before you get it out. But like, I'm not. And sometimes I can look at others and go, theirs is so tied up. Theirs is so professional. Theirs looks so good. Their branding is on point. And I can do those things and honor it and be like, wow, and be impressed and celebrate them and congratulate them. But the reflecting back to me and the torturous thing I'll put myself through when looking at that is the healing.
Yeah. I think this is so important that you talk. Like I could like feel the emotion that like a lot of us like the comparing whatever. The one thing also say I think the way your work is aligned to the need and even to astrology and like every time we talk about it, it's just like exactly like when I feel the pulse of the collective of the energy and then you say your next like offering and with the ease that you all not like when you I understand like how but also with the ease that
Mm.
you just like they come out of you and
Yes.
you have the courage to just do it
Yeah.
without sitting there for 3 years, where maybe
Yes.
it's gonna be like when people are, yes, we are still using it, but when your energy, like you have the courage to just, I'm gonna follow this even though it's not perfect. And I think it deserves celebration.
Oh.
And I get like that we agonize over differences. Like some people, some of us like it this way. I am also different from you, but so you know what I mean? Like I think the comparison in general is the killer of a lot of things, but I think you not allowing yourself, like doing it anyway through that agony, I think that's like, that's sacred.
Yeah.
That's what I was feeling when you were speaking.
Oh,
You
thank
know
you.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So also that thing, also with the nodes, with the Virgo South node now until next July, next year, we are letting go of the need for things to be perfect, for things to be, for comparison, for the doubt and all of it. So I'm just saying yes, like every time you do so, yes, because this is also your year of just like, just do it, just do, let it flow and not be perfect, because what is perfect?
Mm.
Also, this could be a great one thing of like depending what before the south node exits the Virgo, which is the main lesson is about perfect or versus imperfect and all of those things. Like the shadow is like the procrastinator and like self-doubt and being perfect and not getting things out. We could add it to our other project.
Yes. Love it.
uh Perfect, because like what is perfect? Like if you like what is not, there isn't. We are all perfectly imperfect and imperfectly perfect. Like,
Mm.
'cause that's forever. I've always like, so let's just chill out and do our work. And yeah, but it's not easy. I think for it, it takes time, that agony of comparison. And that's really actually a big theme I feel in myself as well and across the,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then the just keep going, just like I
Yeah.
feel it, I'll go through it. I move through, I become aware and illuminate what I'm feeling, where it's living in my body, right? And then I move through it. Then it's just like, let it go, identify it, see where this is coming from. And I'm just reminded, like, I'm called elsewhere. I'm called elsewhere. And my work is really powerful, potent, and intense
Yeah.
and gorgeous.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
also, a different type of marketing and branding comes with that, where it's got to be authentically me. It can't be
Yeah.
some perfect type of branding. It's like me on screen teaching is
Yeah.
where I fucking showcase that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the hilarity and the fun and the seriousness and the intensity, I have to get that all across. Like that's my marketing.
Yeah.
Not like pretty graphics, even though I fucking love a pretty graphic. Are you kidding me? But that doesn't perform well on my social media. What does? Me this close to the
You.
camera talking
Yeah.
about some topic that people are like, oh shit, she's right. Oh my God, yeah. You know?
Because yes, I think nothing is also the shift that we are going, where authenticity is the everything.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, like copy paste no longer will work, no matter how hard people try. So trusting that whatever it is that you're doing, and just not looking back, not even looking to the side, just do your thing, do your thing, and follow who, if you need to learn something, that follow what feels right inside, not what feels right in the mind. Also, that's the other thing, we're going to go more in the intuition, in the heart, with the Cancer energy. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations for being incredible.
Yeah, that's what I'm up to. That's what's going on. I have that starting in July. I also kick off open enrollment for the school again on the solstice. So
Yeah.
I'm shifting gears to start talking about, as I use seasonal strategy for anyone listening to this, let me teach you how to design your fucking business strategy around the seasons. It is brilliant. One of our favorite classes by Aneza are in the portal that explain it deeper on the astrological wheel. Oh my God, that was like one of my favorite things he taught.
Yeah.
But like it's really helpful to go, okay, I lay this theme to rest now, just for the spring, right? Spring is over, and now I'm heading into the summer, and that has a whole different theme for me
Yeah.
to talk about because I have a whole nother creation coming out of me. And that's it. And I just I slowly make that process over, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to be busy behind the scenes updating the sites and doing this and doing that. But it's already done. So much of it is already done. And that's what I need.
Yeah.
I needed this to be easier. Once it's done for a lot of you, these projects, you just have to edit them. So now I'll just like edit through June, edit, update, bring it up to the space I really feel good about. I'm so thankful of who's come in. I've had like a dozen women I'm working with right now that have signed up for my programs or the school or the Idea Incubator. I'm just so thankful. Like you get into alignment with this and it happens. So I'm just calling forward the next sacred contracts that are ready to come in for the summer and boogie with us in this process, baby. What are you up?
Amazing.
What are you up to these
Are we
days?
doing the, are we wrapping up like
No, you can keep going. I don't know. I just went off on a tangent.
no, it's no, I just wanted to just finish the Jupiter thing, and then but
Yeah,
what am
go
I
for it.
up? And then I can share what I'm up to. I'm kind of just I don't really know. What am I up to? No, I just wanted to just going back a little bit to Jupiter, just because it's just coming through because and we're gonna be in this energy for a year. And it kind of like is alive in me. So I wanted to want to share, yeah?
Yeah, 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 please.
So where before we went into all the things. And not going back because we are speaking about all the things, trusting the body's wisdom. So this is all connected to what we're talking about, trusting our gut. That's what you were sharing as well, trusting your gut, like with what you have to go into work in any area of your life. Um, and also we will grow when we allow emotions to guide us and not derail. This is also a really beautiful sacred time for inner child work for a lot of people because there's going to be a lot of people who are waking up in a different way. You know how, well, there's different kind of groups. So inner child work, emotional release, learning to feel safe in vulnerability. I think that's also a really big theme across the planet, like with men and women and with just people in general, like healing, a lot of emotional healing. And Jupiter wants us to reclaim the sacred intelligence of water and that emotional maturity, emotional intelligence. And no longer, I see a lot of really beautiful podcasts when men talk vulnerability
Mm,
about their feelings and emotional intelligence, and I feel so happy and so inspired, and I've been listening to that a lot, just specifically men talking to women
mhm.
and men talking to men,
Yeah.
like as men being the host but talking in from a really deep grounded space. It's been beautiful to watch how men are also waking up, and I think us as a collective through this energy will just kind of activate and hold us deeper into to further healing and
Mhm.
like coming together instead of fighting with each other. Another bigger theme is healing lineages and ancestral restoration because Cancer rules ancestral contracts, ancestral, especially mothers lineage. um so sorry. So many of us will feel, and I have felt that, a strong call to work with our matrilineal line, so mother line, healing trauma, healing any kind of distortions, any kind of imprints, epigenetic imprints also may surface, and our just karmic healing our karmic patterns and karmic lines. I think that's coming in already really strong.
Goodness, absolutely.
And just to wrap it up for today, um, I can also Jupiter in Cancer activates the divine mother frequency in ourselves in Mother Earth. So it magnifies the call to mother ourselves, to maybe remother ourselves, like all these kind of themes. Also remother each other, Earth. We can be deeply focused on parenting and birth, fertility, conscious conception, all these kind of themes. Um, Healing the split between doing and being, giving and receiving. This is something we already touched. It's kind of more embodied. I think the embodiment is a big kind of thing. So I like that you call that embodied. What's it called? Embodied
Entrepreneur.
entrepreneur. Yeah. Okay. I think we can end there.
Yeah. This was good. Floaty June.
Just like a really, really mellow. But this, like sometimes we have like passion coming through and screaming like fuck this, fuck that. And today's like, but it is what it is. But I think Cancer energy is very much like this.
Mhm.
It's very deep, it's nurturing, but it's kind of mellow,
Yeah.
at least today.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was
Thank you
great.
everyone for listening.
We will see you guys for our July. We'll talk more about all these things come July. And if you need either of us, you can find our information in the show notes, baby. Of
Yeah. And you were asking me what am I up to? I am just continuing at the moment. I am in a good flow of just building, like sharing content, writing,
Mhm.
building my community, building the following, working with my existing clients, reconnecting with older clients, previous clients. So building like in a very kind of flow. I am not stressed. I don't feel like I'm used to feel like I'm behind all the time with
Mm.
something. And now I'm not, and it feels great just to be.
Oh, you have your channel now too. Tell them about your Instagram channel.
Oh yeah, so I started my Instagram channel when I post daily energy and astrology updates, just short ones, which is sometimes it's nice. People sometimes you don't want
Yeah.
to go and
Yeah.
read like a whole article, like little snippets. So I post every morning about the daily astrology. Uh,
I love it. I'm in it. I read.
and
I'm
it's
like,
on my stories, it's on my bio. So just go. You're gonna have, if you Google my name, everything comes up. I love that like I have the only name on a planet. Like
yes.
that's a great branding kind of element. It's just like just put my name in it.
Yes.
And yeah. Okay, thank you so much, everyone.
Okay,
I'll
we will
see
see
you
you
next.
next month, babies. Talk soon. All right. Bye.